Hello everybody, it's Amy from Winterwood Studio, and this one is heavy. This one is very heavy. So it's that time again. This is part 2 of my Dream Summer 2025 art haul. And as I explained, I think last time, I think this is probably part 2, I had some gift cards that I had to use up for Blick, and I had to restock some stuff and also get some new stuff for a project that I'm working on that I can't talk about yet. So let's open this and we will see what's inside. There's stuff for everybody. Part 1 had more of the fine art painting type stuff. Now we're getting more into the like mixed media, sketchbooking, illustration-y type stuff, I think. I can't remember for sure what is in each box, so we're gonna open it and see. Grab yourself something nice to drink. I'm gonna be having some iced tea shortly. It is hot again today. Hooray! It felt like it would never be spring. So I forgot what I was saying. Oh, get yourself something nice to drink. Push your fluids. Don't get dehydrated. And let's settle down and have a nice chat and see everything that's inside this box. Okay, so this is the heavy one. It came a little bit open, but I don't think anything could come out, so I'm not too worried about that. We are going to, whoops, I knocked that down. I'm working on an illustration there. I don't have a ton of room, so this is probably the packing slip for all of them together, because there wasn't one in the other one. Oh my goodness, I got so much stuff. This is going to be fun. There's definitely going to be a swatching after this, and I'm thinking right now that there's probably going to be a part 3, because I forgot how much was in this box. I think the third box is going to have to be a separate video. So, can you see inside? No, I want everything to be a surprise. All right. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right, the first thing, I guess this is still kind of fine arty, is these are some nice cheap bristle brushes from Princeton. This whole set I think is only like $12 and they hold up really well. I do like to use these economy brushes from Blick, but they hold up well and they're only like $1 something. The bigger sizes are like $2, so if you forget and they dry out, it's not a big deal. But they also don't hold up great. They splay pretty fast, which is good for some things. But also sometimes you want, I don't have to open this, I guess. Well, I did already. Sometimes you want some nice flat bristles for some final marks. So this set is only $12. There's 6 brushes, so still like $2 a brush. They're good brushes. This is my second time buying this. This is a restock, so I know for sure I can recommend them to you. They're awesome brushes. All right, now we have the Fabriano hot press. If you saw part 1, you know I really like this paper. It's only 25% cotton. It is great for practicing and for gouache and like just a base layer of watercolor. It will slightly buckle, but not too bad. It is a good bang for your buck, but not probably for just plain watercolor. I use this mostly for illustration work. And practicing, like I said. It's good for, it can hold up to acrylic. It is 140 pounds. This is their 11 by 14 size. And as I said in the last video, I'm not sure why, but a lot of the Fabriano stuff is sold out and I'm not sure why. So I got this. I had been wanting to try this bigger size for a while and I finally broke down and got it. I should have got the 9 by 12 because that's the size I use the most. And it is, my pad's almost gone and I think it's close to selling out. So if you use that and you're looking for, or if you use, I don't know what I was saying. I'm not getting a lot of sleep. It's been one of those, what do I want to do first? Okay, so let's do this. I don't know what's in this one, so let's do this next. There's a lot of 2 certain things. So before we get into those, maybe we open these other things first. I am not sure. What's that? Oh, this is still, that's weird. They packed it different than yeah, that's going to be, I need to get, we'll get to there when we get to there. Okay, so the next thing I got was the Gansai Tambi Sumi color set. This is newer and I'm super excited to try it. They also have a granulating watercolor set now. They're called the Aurora colors that I would like to try, but I didn't have the money for it this time. So These are the colors we got. They kind of all look the same. We'll swatch things. We'll swatch things when we're done opening everything. They are Sumi Red, Sumi Yellow, Sumi Green, Sumi Blue, Sumi Violet, and Sumi Brown. And I really like the Gansai Tambi for illustration. I just like them in general, but I don't know how light fast they are. So I tend not to use them for like my fine art type watercolor paintings, even though they're beautiful paints, because I don't know how light fast they are. However, I love the big pan size. I love the texture of them, and I absolutely adore them for illustration and mixed media stuff where I can scan it in and I'm not worried about how light fast the final piece would be. And these are going to be, I think, kind of like muted inky colors, and I'm really excited to try them. They look beautiful. Okay, now, is there, I think everything, okay, so now we have to decide. Let's do these first. I got some more acrylic ink. I am really, really enjoying the acrylic ink. If you've been around my channel for a while, when did I start using the acrylic ink? I'm thinking March of this year, maybe February, I started having videos with acrylic ink. What color is this? I didn't order reflex orange. Oh, it must be another free. They gave me, the last time I ordered them, I got a free reflex orange too. You have to order so many. So now I have 3 of these, which is their fluorescent orange color. It's beautiful, but you know, it's not light fast. What am I going to do with it? I don't know. The rest of these are all light fast rated, and ones I particularly picked because they are light fast rated. That was a freebie. So this color is called grayish blue. I'm trying to, I really like these, the bottles from, that is such a pretty color. That is, I love that color. What was I saying? Oh, I like these bottles. So I was talking about Liquitex acrylic inks in another video, and I was talking about how the metallic colors can get gloopy. I have been using the non-metallic colors, the light fast rated ones that I have for a while now, the last few months, and they are beautiful and gorgeous and don't get gloopy. However, I am going to show you something. So here's the Amsterdam ink, and here's the Liquitex. So I'm going to hold it up, and if you've been around my channel, you probably already know what my problem with the Liquitex is. I knock them over. I knock them over. They're tippy. They're tall and narrow and kind of tippy. It's much harder to knock these over. I've still managed, but it's much harder to knock these over. So these I think are like $1 more than, or $1 less. These are $1 less than the Amsterdam. They're both light fast rated. They both have the pigments on them. They're both 30 mLs, and I am willing to pay $1 more to keep myself from knocking things over. Not that I'm not going to, you know, use up what I have. Obviously, I've got lots of these. And I still, like I said, they're equally beautiful. I just knock them over. Was there one more in here? So then here is the next color. This is the quinacridone rose, and this also looks like a beautiful color. And I have mixed a few of my own colors in these little dropper bottles. Here's like a little mixed one that I did, but I don't know. It's kind of fun just to have convenience colors because I tend to like work fast and loose and like spread them on my paper. Yeah. I'm not mixing these in little tiny palettes. I'm just spreading big, huge, you know, swaths of it on my paper. That's a pretty color. That's the quinacridone rose. I didn't shake it up all the way, but very pretty. And then we got, there's a few more. I would have liked to get even more, but I had to stay within the budget of my gift cards. Not that this isn't like a huge fun haul, because it is. It's probably the biggest one I've ever done, which is why I'm, you know, spreading it out into 3 videos, most likely. Ooh, this is another nice color. I want to go paint. This already makes me want to go do some play on my paper. So this is olive green light. So nice. Ooh, the colors are pretty. And one more acrylic ink in here, if I can get it. Okay, last color. Oh, this is gorgeous. They're so pretty. They're so pretty. This is the turquoise green. And this is showing up a lot bluer on my camera for some reason. It's not blue. It's like a turquoise green, like real turquoise green. This is looking like a blue to me on the camera for some reason. It's not blue. It's like a, like, do I have anything turquoise green? No. Yes. It's more saturated than this. This is also looking kind of bluish gray. I don't know. Maybe the color is fine and maybe I can fix it in post-production. But it is like a real turquoise, tealy, aqua, whatever you want to call it. Very beautiful. And there are the three colors together. Oh, I know what happened. I did get more ink, except they're Liquitex, because I had to make it fit in the budget. And that's what these must be. So I also got Liquitex in transparent burnt sienna, mostly for mixing, because like I said, I do mix a little bit. And then I got the Liquitex in vivid red orange. And these, again, are light fast colors. That's pretty. That's more a red that I would use. Okay, so now we're on to, so there's a bunch of these next things. All right, so I will put the list for these down below instead of trying to like read you every single color. I got a bunch of Inktense blocks. So there's the first set there. I'm talking like 60, 20, 30, 40. I don't know. I don't know how many I got. A lot. 1, 2, 3, maybe 20, not 60. I didn't get 60. Maybe 30. I had 4, and I've really been enjoying them more so than the Neocolor 2. I like the texture of them better. They have more of a powdery, charcoaly feel, but are still water soluble, which is what I was looking for. So there are 3 more. So what, there was 6 in that one, so we're up to 9. I like Neocolor 2, but I feel like it's really hard to get deep, rich, saturated colors with them. And especially once you wet them, I feel like they're kind of light. And then B, for like mark making, they have kind of a waxy, crayon-y look, which is okay. But sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of the time, I prefer more of a pencil-y, scratchy, charcoal-y type feel, more Inktense. So I did the best I could. I went through, so there's another 6, so we're 12, 15. I went through their chart and tried to order the colors that I would actually use instead of just getting the full set like I did with the Neocolor 2s, because and it was a birthday gift and it was lovely, but I ended up probably only using about half of them. So I kind of felt like it was a waste. So instead of that, I tried to go through and pick the colors that I actually thought would be colors that I would use for mark making and finishing marks. It's not really for base layers. It's for like the finishing marks at the end of a piece, either on acrylic canvas or for illustration or mixed media on paper. So there is another set of 6. So like I said, I'll put the whole list down below. I also picked the most light fast colors, except there was one color that was rated good instead of excellent that I got because I really wanted that color. And then what is in here? Are these more? No, we'll come to that one. So then there's more in here. There's 3 each in these little ones, so we'll try to count it up. And I think when I'm done opening everything, we'll move you from here to here and we'll swatch things. So you can see it'll probably be a long, relaxing swatching session. It'll be fun with all these fun new supplies. And then we have 3 more, I think. I'm going to be putting these, I don't think I'm going to keep them in these little boxes. I see that set of drawers, right? It's backwards. The set of drawers that's back there. The top drawer is empty, and I'm going to keep these in there, except for when I take them with me outside, which is another thing that I want to use them for. And then there's only one in this one, in a brown. Okay, so now we're down to the last 2 things. This is, I've wanted this one for a while. Oh, no, it wasn't the one I got. Okay, this is a restock. This is the Golden Heavy Body in Phthalo Blue Red shade. This is one of my favorite blues from Golden for acrylics. So I tend to work like on canvas, like fine art stuff for like 4 or 5 months at a time. And then I start to feel kind of tired of it. And I switch to mixed media, paper, watercolor, illustration stuff for like 4 or 5 months. That seems how like my natural creative cycle to keep me from getting burnt out and worn out. And it keeps me creating and excited. So I just did, what is today? It's May 15th today. I switched from illustration to like painting on canvas right around Christmas. So it's been like end of December to January, February, March, April, May. It's been almost 5 months. So right on time. So I am switching. I still do some of both no matter what, but I was feeling like I needed a change of pace. Okay, so this is also exciting. This is the Canson XL watercolor paper in the 12 by 18 size, 30 sheets, and you can see the Inktense rubbed off a little bit already, even in transit. So this, I do not use it for watercolor. I do not recommend it for watercolor, but I do use it for mixed media and acrylic painting practice and illustrations where I'd like a little bit of texture. It is a wonderful paper for that. I hope you can still hear me. I'm kind of pressing against the microphone. If you saw my 5 watercolor mistakes that are ruining your painting video, I talked about how when I'm doing real watercolor, that's a fine art watercolor from start to finish, I always and only use 100% cotton paper. And holy moly. People were so mean. They got so mad at me. That video was like the most mean comments I've ever gotten. Like, I use paper that's not 100% cotton all the time. I was just talking about like, anyway, yeah, that video, I had to, at that point, hire a moderator to go through the comments because they were so hurtful, you guys. Who knew? I didn't know it was. Anyway, I do, in fact, use not 100% cotton paper all the time. And I mean, my true, I don't know what to call you, my true group of heartmates, soulmates, artists, brothers and sisters who actually watch my channel know that I use paper that's not just 100% cotton, you know, whatever. Anyway. You guys know, and that you guys are the ones who matter. So, but yes, that was the video where I ended up having to hire a moderator for the first time to delete all those horrible comments. Okay, so there's everything in this box. This is clearly going to have to, there's going to have to be a part 3 because the other box has just as much stuff in it and it's not here yet anyway. So we'll be doing a part 3 of my Dream Summer 2025 art haul. I'll try to spread it out so it's not like all in a row. But for now, we have all these fun new supplies to swatch. So I'm going to move you from here to here and we are going to swatch all of these supplies. And I'm really excited to try all these. It's going to be so much fun. Okay, I'll move you now. So I thought we would start by swatching all these fun new acrylic inks I got. I better not lean on the table while I shake these. And we can have a little chatty session while we do that. And then we'll move on to the Gansai Tambi Sumi inks. And then we'll do all of the Liquitex, Derwent Inktense. Let's see if I can get this light a little bit better. The Derwent Inktense sticks. And I suppose even though I have shown this one before, we can do the reflex orange, even though it's not going to show up the right color. This is fluorescent orange, so I think I'm going to just do some smears of these and then wipe my fingers with wipes for right now and hope I don't spill any on my clothes. So we'll start with, this is a pretty color. This is the turquoise green. And I'm going to do a little bit of like its full strength here. And then let it just run out. And then we'll do this one. I just got back from walking the dog. I was walking in the woods and thinking about the forest and all its inspiration and everything that's in it. And I don't know if I've shared this yet on my YouTube channel, but I am starting to think about possibly doing a children's book. And I've been playing with ideas and writing a couple rough drafts and seeing what I like and what I want to show in the children's book. And for those of you that don't know, I actually used to be a fiction writer. I had an agent and I wrote YA and adult romance, and I had a book published, and I was in some important contests and came in top 10 and everything. And sorry, there was a strange car coming down here and the dog was barking. And then things sort of went wrong, and there was a story I'm not going to get into, but I kind of had some bad experiences, and I gave up on writing for quite a while. And I think if I was going to write now, I would stick with middle grade. These are beautiful colors. I did a really good job picking out colors. And just, even though they weren't in this one, I want to, excuse me, do the other two Amsterdam inks I have that are not fluorescent, just to see what I have here. I have more of like a mixing palette with the Liquitex inks, and these were more just for fun and playtime and convenience. Boy, they're pretty. Anyway, so I was thinking I've always wanted to write an illustrated children's book, and I still like writing middle grade, and I've continued to dabble with it here and there, although I haven't really sent much out. Boy, I picked some good colors. I'm not going to label each individual one, but I am going to put Amsterdam acrylic ink on here. And then I started thinking about, like, stories to tell. And we'll do this. You can't tell, obviously, but this is bright fluorescent orange. Like, hurts my eyes to look at it. Fluorescent orange. Yeah, but it's a shame you can't get that to show up on camera. But these colors are beautiful. And I started thinking about, like, what I want to say, and like I don't have to just write a straightforward, like, story. I could have deeper layers of meaning. That is also a very pretty color. That's the transparent burnt sienna, which I got to be a mixing color, but I think I might just end up using it for stuff because it's so pretty. And then we've got the vivid red orange, which is totally light fast. I don't have my glasses, so I can't read the pigments. But I have like a cool red for mixing with the Liquitex, so I wanted like a warm red for a split complementary palette. That's a nice color too. Okay, so there are our inks, and I better just go like this and go Liquitex. I recently got, so we're just popping out of the swatching for a minute. I got this yesterday, or maybe the day before. I'm just going to move this to the side for a second. This is Emma Carlisle's new book, Time Runs Like a River. And it really got me thinking, because it's not a traditional, like, it's not really telling a story. It's more about a concept, and it's actually really touching, and this may be one of the most beautiful combined words and pictures picture books I've ever read. Time runs past like a river. The seconds drip by in drops. Each minute trickles, an hour ripples, but time never slows down and stops. Each day flows by like water. Every month seeps into a year, rushing and flowing, moving and growing until it's farther away than near. For so long this river has wandered, giving life as it went on its way. It made a place of its own, a space to call home, for each oak, shrew, minnow, and jay. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I highly recommend that you get it, even if you're not into writing children's books, because the illustrations are just so beautiful, and it's not really like, I feel like I could give this to like a high school graduate or a college graduate, or I could give it to a new mom or a new grandmother, and it's it's a picture book, but it feels like it's saying something to me, the adult, and not just the child. And it started me thinking about, I love this, how they grow up in the pictures. I don't know if you can see that. I'll lift it up so you can see. It really started me thinking about like what you can say in a picture book. Or for that matter, just in art. Like, you don't have to tell the straightforward story. You could, I don't know. I'm not having trouble putting it in words, I guess. But, yeah, it really opened my eyes and I started thinking about things in a whole different way. And I just took the dog for a nice walk. And we went a little longer than normal. And I was thinking about it the whole time, and I had my phone and I had some good ideas and I did some voice recording, and I'm really feeling excited and looking forward to this and feeling like this might be the next step in my journey, which is really exciting for me. So, alright, so now we're going to swatch these. I also ordered some new paintbrushes today because I don't have a real nice selection over here. I have, like, what is happening? I think I have to bring the dog in, you guys. She's barking uncontrollably. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm in. And the dog's in too, so when she hears me talking, she may come in to, to explore whatever's going on in here. But yeah, so I've really been thinking about, like, art as a story and a picture book as a concept and not necessarily straight fiction. And also I'm currently in the process of filming another video for YouTube talking about how I've recently realized that I tend to work in like cycles of creativity and supplies, and these are beautiful. I'm so glad I got these. These are going to be so pretty. I do not know if they're light fast. These are mostly for sketchbook and mixed media and illustration. If you wanted to use this in like a finished project, I would probably do some light fast testing first, or maybe seal with a UV type sealer spray. I have one downstairs that I've been using that I like a lot. It's I think it's by Golden. I'll have to show that eventually. But yeah, so I've been working in cycles, and I want to say like seasons, not like seasons as in spring, winter, whatever, but like seasons as in it feels like there is a season of a certain supply or a season of a certain style, and then I move on to something else, and it always ends up cycling back eventually. And how if I follow those seasons, I'm a lot happier. And I think that realization has a large part been because of I started thinking about like what I actually enjoy, and I started thinking about what I actually want to create and do and spend my days doing after my whole art epiphany. I feel like I've been talking about that a lot. I hope people aren't sick of it yet. And as I've thought about it, some of the things I've instigated into my art practice have really changed things for me. I've had an explosion of creativity, and it may go up next week by the time you see this. This is, I think, part 2 of the art haul, but part 1 is going to go up probably after this and probably not right after it. Because I wanted to add a second little box to it that hasn't come yet. And also because I really wanted to try these supplies and I needed to swatch them first on here on camera for you guys before I could use them in my illustrations. So even though this is part 2, part 1 is still to come, as is part 3. I think these are beautiful. I do wish a little bit that they had pushed the color a little bit more in the blue and the violet. This one is good. And the yellow and green are pretty good. They could have pushed the color a little bit more, but I love the inky darkness of it. And I can see that, like, these three for sure are granulating. I should try them on some fun paper and see what I think. But I think these are going to be a super lot of fun to use in illustrations, especially around fall and winter time. I think they're going to be a ton of fun. And speaking of seasonal paints, I think I've swatched these on camera, but these are the Holbein Artist Gouache, not acrylic gouache, the actual artist gouache. I have this fall set, and I have the winter set, and I've used them some, but they're not like a traditional mixing palette. So I'm wondering if I should get the spring or summer, which look a little bit brighter, or if I should just get they have like a traditional mixing palette of like 12 colors, but the large size like this, whatever size these are, does it say? I don't know. The large size is sold out. So they have only the little 5 ml size, which is, you know, cheaper anyway. And I may just get that to see if I want to invest in the bigger size. So it would be a difference in the small size like this as compared to the big size. And obviously the big size is more economical. But I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. So it's 5 ml versus 15 ml. And like I said, the 15 ml is sold out anyway, and they're not expecting any in until like at least a month and a half from now. So if I want to try their traditional like mixing colors, I'd have to get the small one to start. Although gouache goes a long way. It's kind of like watercolor that way. You don't need huge tubes like acrylics. Yeah, so I knew I had these. I just went and found them. So this is the swatched winter set, and this is the swatched autumn set. I guess probably as far as mixing between these two reds and this yellow is a little off, but I do have this little, they sent me way back in the day that little set to try, and this is the lemon yellow. I'm just gonna put a little dab of this lemon yellow up here to compare it to this other. Yeah, I definitely think I need some lemon yellow. Yeah. So I do have this little 5 ml of the lemon yellow right now. And this blue in the autumn, what color is that? That's a nice blue for mixing, I would think. Indigo. That's indigo. I wonder... Alright, since I had these other colors out, these are all the colors of Holbein gouache that I have other than these two sets. So I did pick up a primary magenta because I was thinking mixing, and I had a little bit extra on a card one day. These, I think, were the little set they sent me. Nope, that wasn't in that little set. I think these two were from, a sketch box, I think, maybe. I don't think there was a gray in there, though. I'm thinking this gray must be from the sketch box, because there's probably a black. So that is... So I really do need, like, an ultramarine. This color here is so pretty, but not great for mixing. So it's like a battle between, like, you know, convenience colors and, like, mixing. And the more I do... the more I like convenience colors, although, like I said, I did go to art school and we were taught to mix, and we were always taught to mix, and real artists only mixed. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, long story short, rambling. I would like to know, this looks like that same color. I wonder if they're the same. If you have the Holbein Spring or Summer set, do you think they're worth it, and do you think that they make for a good mixing set? Or should I get like the traditional mixing set? So leave your advice in the comments, because I want to know. It is the same one, Crimson. That's why they look so similar. So I do have no, I was wrong. Carmine and Crimson, they're different. This is definitely a cool, was it that one I wanted to compare it to? That one is Safflower Red. So different colors. But I like gouache. And the more I use it, the more I like it. And since I have these out, I don't think I ever swatched these. I think I got a couple of these as extras. Ooh, that's nice. And just to fill up orders when you have to get a certain price point to get free shipping from Blick, which is generally where I order from. And I got them, and I don't think I ever swatched them. Because I got them right before I went into a big canvas acrylic oil kick. That's pretty. And I'm just now coming out of it and wanting to work on paper and with like gouache and watercolor and mixed media. So, that's pretty. What is this blue? I like that blue better. I have to see what that is. I got this ash blue thinking it would be like that blue. And the ash blue is pretty, but it's not that blue. Let's see what that is. That's in the winter set. So that must be... Let's see. It's not going to be the geisha blue. It's not going to be the hummingbird blue. I wonder if it's this blue black. I think it must be. It is. It's this blue black. That's pretty. I do like that a lot. Very pretty. I think it's that one. It's gotta be. Like order-wise, it's gotta be that color. Interesting. So, but they don't look the same on here. This ash blue is pretty. And then I got this one Brilliant #1 because someone said it was good for a light flesh color. I am good at mixing dark flesh colors for like people of color, but not so good at mixing light flesh colors. I can never get them right. There's always either too pink or too yellow or something. So I think, are those all the big tubes I got? Yeah. And then I've got a white. That's a nice color. It's a little bright. So, and then that's the lemon yellow. This is the ultramarine, and this is the carmine. So those are traditional mixing colors. I don't think, did I do... I'm trying to remember. I did a whole video with these little ones. And it's called A Gift from Holbein, and if I remember, I'll link it down below, but otherwise it's called A Gift from Holbein. And I went through and I spent time seeing all the colors I could mix with them, and I remember I wasn't super happy with what I came out with. I couldn't get nice oranges and blues and whatnot. So let's do this so I don't get confused. So I know that that's not in the autumn set, because I get confused. So... now that I went off on a rambly gouache talk, let me know in the comments what you think about the spring and summer set if you have them, if they're worth it, if you can mix, or if I should just get a nice mixing, like the 12 set. And again, it would have to be the smaller size because they're not expecting the big ones in for a while. And I don't want to just randomly start buying tubes of paint until I know what colors I like. Which is weird because it's probably cheaper to just buy the tubes, but I don't know. Something about having a set to start with feels safer to me. And maybe you're like that too. Oh, wow. These dried way lighter than they were when they went on. I still like them. They're very, I like them a lot, actually. Way lighter than I was thinking, though. Pretty. What about these? These are the same. These are just beautiful. I'm going to have so much fun with these acrylic inks. Okay, so now I'm going to turn the page, and I'm going to take a second to put this gouache away, and I'll get out all the Inktense sticks that I got, and we'll swatch them. Okay, so I do think I am going to write down the numbers on these as I go, because it's really easy to lose track of what stick is what. Once you start using them, and it might get rubbed off, or you might break it into pieces or whatever. So I want to be able to replace the colors if I really like them. So I'm going to start by, I'll just do, I want to see what it looks like as a scribbly line, but then I also want to see what it looks like once it's wetted. So we're just going to, I got too close to my, okay, and then I'm going to write down the number. I think, so I don't get them mixed up, this is where I think I'm going to store them. Although I'm going to keep some of these little boxes to take with me when I go out into nature with them or whatever. So once I have swatched them, I'm going to put them in here. And, well, I'll come to those. Well, maybe I'll just line them up out here so I don't forget to do them. I don't think I re-got these. I think I got all new ones, so I want to make sure I swatch those so I have my whole, collection, I guess you would say. So I'm just popping in now for some thoughts on these Inktense. I'm really enjoying them. I've been taking them out and using them and having a lot of fun. I will say that I think I didn't do a great job picking out yellows and browns. Or rather, I just didn't pick enough of them. So I think I'm going to have to be ordering some more at some point. I also feel like, I don't know, I was a little short on cool greens maybe. But I'm going to use the ones that I have for a while and see what I think before I place another order. I've been doing a little bit of doom shopping because I was worried about prices going up on things. And actually, I'm glad that I did because prices did go up on some things. So I'm glad I got a few things. Well, the prices were still lower, but now I think we're going to have a frugal summer. So these are, I film ahead of time, and this is my summer dream haul, and the art supplies I'm going to use this summer, but I ordered them all at the beginning of May. So I've been using them for a while now as I'm filming this voiceover. I think it's like June 6th. So I've been using them for a while now, and all the other art supplies I got, and I've been having a lot of fun. And I've been working on this new project, which is really exciting. And I think it's just going to be a fun, relaxing summer of art, we're going to say. The summer of fun art. I don't know. But yeah, I do think it'll be a good idea to not get anything for a while, I think. And maybe just wait for the Blick affiliate, whatever you want to call it, to build up again. So the next art haul is probably going to be based on like my affiliate earnings. I would like to try the Schmincke watercolors. I like my Daniel Smith, but I would like to try another brand. So that might be something that's up to try next. And I'm going to pop in now and give you my real-time thoughts. Okay, so there are all my Inktense colors, the new ones plus the 4 that I already had, and I think I did a pretty darn good job picking out colors just based purely on a color chart. There are a couple colors that are pretty close to each other. These two, the 1560 and the 1550, are pretty close, although this one does have a slightly yellower warm tone, and this has a slightly cooler tone. And again, these why does it say 510 on both of them? Did I get 2 of the same one? I did, and I probably didn't order 2 of the same one, so that might have been a mistake that I'll have to check out. This one I couldn't read the number on. I do think it's 1100, and this one is 2100. They look pretty close. It could be possible that it's repeats of the same one again, although I feel like this has a hint more purple in it and this has a hint more green. So I'm not 100% sure for that, but I think I did a pretty good job picking out colors for myself that are not super bright and saturated because I'm going to use these as like final marks on illustrations. I may use them as swaths of color for a base layer, but most likely I'll probably use them for details on top where I can wet them if they're too bright, or I might wet them just because it'll look nice, but I also plan to use them dry like a crayon. I talked about it in another video just to show you since I've got some. I like the Neo Color 2s, but they are very waxy and they smudge quite a bit. The Inktense feels more dry and almost pastel-like, and they don't smear and smudge quite as much. They do a little bit, but not like the Neo Color 2s. So I was just looking for like a mark making tool for the top layer that's not quite as smeary, and also has a bit of a bit more gritty texture, if that makes sense. If you look close at this, here, I'll hold it up. If you look close at those textures, you can see it's kind of got a raggedy, gritty texture, whereas these are smoother and creamier, and sometimes I want this gritty texture. It's similar to watercolor pencils. Just grab a watercolor pencil. No, it's not really similar to watercolor pencils. This is a smooth. It's like in between a Neocolor 2 and an Inktense. So, and they went well. I've been playing a lot with watercolor pencils too. I've been enjoying them. So that is the video for today. I imagine it was a long one. I hope you had fun and enjoyed it, and saw some supplies that you might like to try. I hope you enjoyed it. The Gansai I've been noticing do have a tendency to cauliflower or bloom or whatever you want to call it. And it doesn't matter if it's Royal Talens paper or like inexpensive Fabriano Artistico, they still have a tendency to bloom. And I don't get that problem with like my Daniel Smith, so I think that might be maybe because they're not quite as good quality, but I just love them so much. I love the big pans. I love the creamy texture. I love how they're a little opaque. So I still use them and I just deal with the cauliflowering, but I did want to just mention that. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to check out my Patreon, that'll be linked down below in the description of this video. You're welcome to join. I'd love to see you over there. And if you haven't hit the like or subscribe button yet or left a comment, that is a free, no-cost way for you to help support my channel, and it means so much to me. Thank you for being here with me today, and until next time, happy creating!